Okay, again, this is algebraic reasoning review 3.1 to 3.3. It says generate the inverse of the following equations. Again, remember, for an inverse, you simply switch x and y, then resolve for y. So we'll start off, I'll zoom in so I can do this a little quicker. I'll switch x and y. I'm tired of doing brown, so let's do blue. So I'll start x equals 1/3 y minus 5, and we'll solve for y. So add 5 to both sides. So that's x plus 5 equals 1/3 y. And remember, to get rid of a fraction, you simply flip it and multiply. So if I flip a 3 over 1, a 1/3, it becomes a 3 over 1, which is just 3, right? So I'm going to multiply both sides by 3. And so your answer is 3x plus 5 equals y. Done. That's what it looks like. Number 7, or number 8, I mean. Again, same idea. Why don't you try number 8? Pause the video, you try number 8. But here we go. Okay, got my blue out. So let's do x equals 3/4 y plus 8. So again, we'll subtract the 8. So that's x minus 8 equals 3/4 y. Again, to get rid of a fraction, you flip it. You flip it. So we're going to multiply by 4/3. That'll cancel that out. And multiply by 4/3 over here. So that's 4/3 x minus 8 equals y. Cool? Alright, number 9, number 10. Number 9, number 10. Okay, so these ones got squares in them. These ones have squares in them. Exponents. That right there. So again, we'll start off the exact same way. We'll start off by switching x and y. So it becomes, I'm going to zoom in just a touch, x equals 4 y minus 3 squared plus 5. And think of just reverse PEMDAS, or like one of those nesting dolls. Start on the outside, work inwards. P, E, M, D, A, S. So start with your adding and subtracting, then you're multiplying, dividing. Then deal with your exponents. So we'll subtract the 5. So that's x minus 5 equals 4 times y minus 3 squared. Okay. Then you got that 4, so remember, you cannot distribute that. You cannot distribute that because of the exponent. So instead, we'll just divide by 4. So that is x minus 5 divided by 4 equals y minus 3 squared. Okay. Remember, to get rid of a squared, you have to square root it, and there is a positive and a negative side. So here we go. We got plus or minus the square root of x minus 5 over 4 equals y minus 3. Okay. And the last thing you got to do is move that negative 3. So to move the negative 3, you add it to both sides. So plus 3, plus 3. And you can't combine it with those because these are under a radical. So I'm just going to shove it out front. So 3 plus or minus, I'll put x minus 5 over 4 first so that I know where to put my radical, equals y. And that's your answer. Okay? Probably the hardest problems on the thing, right there. But not by a whole lot. Number 10. Last but not least. I'd love for you to try number 10 on your own, but here we go. -6, -6. Oh, sorry. First things first, switch x and y. X equals negative, that's an equal sign, 7, 2y minus 5 squared plus 6. Subtract your 6, so that's x minus 6 equals negative 7, 2y minus 5 squared. Alright, the negative 7 is multiplying, so we'll divide by negative 7, so it's x minus 6 over negative 7 equals 2y minus 5. Again, to get rid of a squared, you square root both sides. Ooh, for some reason it didn't take that. And it's a plus or minus. So plus or minus the square root of x minus 6 over negative 7 equals 2y minus 5. Almost there. Subtract the 5, or add the 5 because it was a minus. And I'll shove it out front because it's considered proper. 5. Why did it do that? 5 plus or minus the square root of x minus 6 over negative 7 equals 2y. Last but not least, divide by 2. So, if I divide by 2, y equals 5 plus or minus the square root of x minus 6 over negative 7 divided by 2. Remember, you got to divide the whole thing by 2, not just this part on the right or that part on the left. You got to take the whole thing and divide it by 2. That is your final answer. Cool? Alright, done.